Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce my name. My name is VICKRI FERDIAN. I'm from class VICKRI. Today I will presentation about content-based instruction or CBI and task-based language teaching or TBLT. Definition of CBI. CBI or content-based instruction is a method of language education that focuses on different topics or content, studied in the context of ideas, image, or object. The principles of CBI. The first is based instructional decisions on content rather than language criteria. And two, integrate skill. And three, involve study actively in all phases of the learning process. And fourth is content for its relevance to the student's lives. And the last is select authentic tasks and texts. The implementation of CBI in the classroom. The first use note-taking the real time as a strategy in order to extract the main ideas from a chemistry lecture, and two, recognize the relevance of discourse markers when listening to a chemistry lecture. And the last is use a predicting and listening strategy to determine the content of a chemistry lecture. The strength and weakness of CBI. For the strength, first is students have the necessary background knowledge in terms of facts, ideas, and concepts. And two is students have the necessary proficiency in the second language in terms of syntax and discourses. And the last is student expectation of the learning instructional process match the instructor intentions. For the weakness, first is CBI teachers need to be constantly aware of the interplay between the content, and the last is some students felt overwhelmed by the amount of vocabulary introduced in the modules. Okay, next is definition of TBLT or task-based language teaching. TBLT is focused on using authentic language to complete meaningful tasks in the target language. The principles of TBLT have a 7 principles. The first is scaffolding, and the 2, task dependency, 3, recycling, 4, active learning, 5, integration, 6, reproduction to creation, and the last is reflection. The implementation of TBLT in the classroom. The first is categorizing the tasks into types. 2, developing pedagogical tasks from these types of tasks. And the last is conduct a need analysis to determine the targeted task. Okay, the strength and the weakness of TBLT or task-based language teaching. The first strength is a needs-based approach to the content selection. And two, an emphasis on learning to communicate through interaction in the target language. Three, the introduction of authentic text into the learning situation. And the last is the provision of opportunities for learners to focus not only on language but also on the learning process itself. For the weakness, first, encourage the transformation of knowledge within the learner, then the transmission of knowledge from the teacher to the learner. 2. Encourage learners to participate actively in small collaborative groups. And the last is emphasize process rather than product, learning how to learn, self-inquiry, social and communication skills. Okay, thank you.